Welcome to another great interview today by Project Cargo Weekly. And our special guest of honor today is Miss Jenny Butler, the liner director of Cory Brothers in the UK. Welcome to this interview, Jenny, first of all.
Hi, Bo. Thank you so much for having me, and great to see your face again. Lovely.
Well, according to reliable sources, I've been told I have too much of a face, but it's probably called Corona face. we can't move much. So anyway, as you know, with most of my interviewees online, I always give them a chance to elaborate a little bit on their career. And in your case, it is no exception. What led you into shipping and leading up to the current position as liner director at Cory Brothers, Jenny?
Well, I was born and raised in California and moved over to England in 2004 to be with my husband, who had just started his own university degree. Okay. And I, as with most of us, I kind of fell into shipping in 2007. And very shortly thereafter, I started working with Cory Brothers. That was 2008. And when I originally started in the industry, I was quoting commercially. And between 2008 and 2015, I worked my way up to the liner commercial manager before I left to pursue an adventure with a container shipping line. I was their break bulk manager for the United Kingdom. Spent 5 years there building fantastic relationships and technical commercial knowledge, as you do. But I was offered a fantastic opportunity to come home and lead the next generation of the liner division for Cory Brothers. And after much thought, it was absolutely the right choice for me. And here I am, a month in.
Okay, fantastic. So you are, you can say you are a freshman at Cory, but then again, you are not, because you do have some experience there.
Yes, I do. So a lot of familiar faces, a lot of familiar systems. It was a bit of an easy break as such, especially when you consider the processes around coronavirus. It was the change of job was made a lot easier with that familiarity.
Right. No, I do see. Cory Brothers, I know from my own past, have a long and distinguished history. Could you elaborate a little bit for our viewers around the world about just a brief introduction about the history of Cory and where you are located in the UK?
Absolutely. So Cory Brothers started in 1842 as a shipbroking and coal exporting business in Cardiff by Richard Cory, and it was known as Richard Cory and Sons at the time. The first offices were opened in London, Liverpool, and Newcastle as early as 1871, and we were registered as a private limited company in 1888. We've had various involvement with oil, as I said, coal, shipbroking, going as far back as the Corryton oil refinery in 1921 on the Thames. We were acquired by Powell Dufferin in 1942, and then by Braemar Shipping Services PLC in 2003. And as recently as this year, we have announced a JV with Vertom Agencies Group, known as Vertom Cory. And we're continuing to expand, grow, develop, move forward. And a part of that is the liner division.
Okay. The liner division, what would you say? I mean, things have changed over the years, haven't they? I mean, you have some ship owners, they think in their wisdom that, okay, we start our own, we don't need the liner agent anymore. And others find out that, hey, actually the liner agent is very important for our business. We want to maintain it. How do you go about introducing your services to the ship owners, which I suppose are your principals?
Well, an independent liner agent is a challenging and rewarding, but it's very specific. So any introductions or participation in new opportunities is largely built around the fantastic relationship we've already got with our existing principals. We sell on the fact that we represent the interests of our principals in the UK, but that we're not limited to UK origin or UK clientele only. Our focus is to find a solution for those principals as much as our clients and continue to build on our successful agency. We do that, and it's great that we can swap this between the various activities. We are proactive, we offer a personal service, we offer value-added services, and we're effective communicators. And that can be translated into with our customers, with our ship owners, with our shareholders throughout the business.
Okay. And you cover all of the, I mean, with own physical offices, I suppose being a liner agent, you sometimes have ships in ports. You cover most of the UK with own offices, or do you have sub-agents in some ports? How do you?
We have our own agents, the N-Hub divisions covering the UK as well as internationally. So in the UK specifically, we have 9 different offices, and we have both main ports and regional support provided at every UK port. We are everywhere.
Okay, clear. Good to hear. This new joint venture, which I also noticed from the news with Vertom, what can you tell our viewers about that? Vertom, I don't know the name strictly offhand, but perhaps you can elaborate.
So there is already an existing partnership. It's been in place for almost a decade. And after a lot of internal reflection, it was decided that closer integration would allow maximization of growth as well as retaining those personal service levels. So Vertom was established in 1974 in the Netherlands and expanded to Belgium in the 1980s. And that was around the time they started offering their own first liner services. So this existing relationship should allow us to continue that personalized level of service, effective communication, and we'll retain our own brands for now and keeping with that local personal touch.
Okay, that sounds like a smart move. Getting new lines to represent nowadays, I suppose that is hard work. And of course, now when you can't travel, you cannot meet anyone face to face. How do you go about making sure that your principals are well looked after? Do you Zoom them a lot, or besides giving good service, of course?
I have never become so familiar with technology as I have in these last 18 months. We have Microsoft Teams, we have Zoom, we have email, we have phone calls, we do webinars, we have regular meetings with each of these principals. We discuss opportunities, introductions, regular reports on the UK and international market conditions. So it's a matter of keeping everyone informed and keeping in close contact at a time when it's more important than ever.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's I run a network of freight forwarders, and I know exactly. We also try our best, but somehow the Zoom, for now it's okay. But I think we are all getting to the end of where we say when is that vaccine coming? So we can get back.
You can count my name in with those as well. I'm very much ready to get back in the car or get on a plane or whatever I need to do to see people. Yeah. The relationships being maintained digitally are necessary, but there's definitely a missing of human interaction.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're all feeling it.
Yeah, definitely. On the liner agency side, so that means if a freight forwarder sitting in, let's say, Manchester, he has a shipment to make and he comes to one of your principals with the inquiry. Let's say another forwarder comes to you with the same inquiry. What is then the policy? Is that the liner agency's policy then to decide if we treat everyone equally, or do you see forwarders and shippers? Anyone who comes to you might be a customer. Is there a difference between certain principles there, or is that something that you determine?
So every single client is treated with the same level of professionalism, the same level of respect, and the same level of privacy with their cargo. Okay. We work with the information they have available for any given project at the time, and over the course of that inquiry, it will develop, and it will develop on an individual basis. We are looking to work with everyone in a fair and open manner.
Okay, that's a clear answer, because there's been cases before where at least some ship owners say that we are not really sure if we can trust this or that freight forwarder. But I've also heard in recent years that they now say, most of them, that they want everyone to be treated equally. Whoever may the best man win, so to speak, right?
It is effectively going to be that in the market. We're all fighting for cargo at a time when it's difficult or uncertain, I guess, would be a cliche at this point. But I've built my own reputation on fair and equitable treatment, as has Cory. So that is certainly not going to change. Okay.
Do you have many direct port calls in the UK nowadays?
Absolutely. We have regular weekly port calls in both Gateway and Felixstowe for a number of our services. Covering Africa, for example, is a big focus for us. But we've also got shipping lines who are prepared to conduct inducement calls into the UK, or if they happen to have a call on their own agenda, we proactively sell into that market to make sure that anyone who needs the opportunity to grab one of our vessels can do so. And if not, we have the ability to offer value-added services such as trucks, or ferries over to the Northwest continent or Mediterranean areas to meet those main port calls.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Would you be able to, for many of your principals, let's say, look at me as a principal. I'm a ship owner. I'm sitting in Singapore, and I need somebody to represent me in the UK. But let's say the cargo is not necessarily coming out of the UK, but the merchant is sitting in London, for example. Would you still be able to handle this business and make sure it comes onto my vessels?
Absolutely. We have a network globally that will allow us to interact with our own colleagues overseas, but also we have that close working relationship with our principals where they can direct to their regional offices. We can contact them directly. We're not limited to simply interacting with the UK itself. And the wealth and breadth of experience we've got out in that liner division means that we're well suited to handle a lot of technical knowledges in areas outside of the UK.
Okay. And the types of cargo that you do carry on board your principals' vessels, it ranges from all kinds, I suppose, containers, break bulk, liquid bulk, all kinds, isn't it?
Yes, of course. I mean, we run everything from small LCL items for very, very specific carriers, right the way through to loose pipes, as you say, bulk cargo, whether it be liquids or grains, etc. Renewable energy, oil and gas, project cargoes, ro-ro, we offer all of these products. And what we're hoping is to invite those inquiries. We have a look at it, we analyze the best solution for it, and then we say, yeah, this is what we can do, this is how we're going to do it.
Okay. And that means you would also be able to, for, let's say the customer is located abroad and buys something out of the UK, you could also do the inland transportation in the UK for that overseas customer, moving the cargo on your represented vessel.
Inland transport, export clearances, certificates of origin, EUR1s, all of that, we're well suited to offer a complete one-stop shop.
Okay, very clear. Then another question, COVID now, I promised myself I wouldn't ask about it, but anyway, I have to. Has it impacted not only Brexit, but you also have COVID? So you have a couple of, one divorce and one we can't get out of. Has that impacted the business in the UK nowadays?
Well, in terms of impacting the business, Cory's is in a very strong position. We've been lucky to have absolutely no need to furlough any of our staff. We've been working them through every possible opportunity, rerouting their expertise to areas of the business that we need it. We have taken on an additional 24 staff in the last 12 months, as well as dedicating an entire fleet of teams to our Brexit designed solutions. So we are moving from strength to strength.
Okay, so you don't see Brexit as a major headache. No, it'll only get better from here on.
No, absolutely, it will continue to get better. It's been a learning curve for all of us, but absolutely, we continue to move from strength to strength, and we do have our dedicated, knowledgeable team who are maximizing that expertise at every opportunity.
Okay. Does Cory Brothers as such, as a group, do you have offices abroad, your own offices abroad, or are you focusing with your own offices in Great Britain?
We absolutely have offices overseas. We have several in the United States, as well as Singapore, and a network of partners that we work with globally.
Okay, so you are, let's say, a global. Let's say you are a global, you have a global footprint, as the saying goes.
Yes, very much so. We do like to be positioned so.
And of course, it's a green footprint, right?
Absolutely.
We have to be correct, you know.
We do have to be correct, and Cory's is working towards the green footprint as well.
Yes, I know. You know what I mean. As our interviews are a little bit relaxed, I think most of our viewers know what I mean when I mention the green footprint. You know, the right idea would be to represent evergreen, but we can't all do that. You know. So,
no, we can't all do that.
But Jenny, that's most interesting. So, how would you say in your liner division in Cory Brothers, out of the total, how much is your headcount? Let's just to have an idea how much of the total group's activities you fulfill.
So we have a team of 12 currently, and within that 12, we're looking to the 12 people we have dedicated at the moment are supplemented by a further 8 conducting various activities for the business. So I'm going to change my answer here to 20.
All right.
Within that 20, we cover the initial inquiry from customers. We cover the quotation to the clients, the processing of bookings. We handle cargo arrival and booking units on quay, the clearance associations, cargo manifests, planning of vessels, documentation, invoicing, all of it. So we literally are acting as a carrier in the UK.
All right. And of course, you do need a substantial amount of people to do proper paperwork, because the principals need to know that everything is verifiable and that you are totally trusted.
Oh, completely. And our documentation processes are rigorous with extremely low error rates, and we're so proud of that. Okay. We have very little rework that needs doing, or very few questions on our vessel manifests, which is such a badge of pride for us.
Okay, interesting. I'll tell you just a short note from my own history. I once was working as a, let's say, liner agent myself, and we represented a Japanese line called Toho Line, which was a joint venture between Sinotrans in China and Japan Line. Mm-hmm. And I recall in 1984, I was sent from Denmark to Hamburg to join an agency meeting. And alloy and behold, who was there? A representative of Cory Brothers. I can't remember his name. I think he passed away, unfortunately, Joe something. But he was, I remember the Powell Dufferin Group name there was on his business card. So you have indeed a long history, and I, as an interviewee, can confirm that.
Yes, the gentleman you're referring to was John Van Bergen.
Right, yeah, John, yeah.
He was in charge of Cory's throughout my original tenure here, and a personal mentor of mine.
Right. Yes, he was quite a nice character. We certainly had a lot of good talks. But you have a long, distinguished history. You have a good reputation, and I certainly can hear from your answers that you are clear and to the point. And of course, now that you have settled in as liner director and you are back home, the future should be bright, shouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And what's really great about the Cory ethos is that we're always planning, we're always investing, and we're always adapting. And one of the things we're also keen to sort of promote is the bite-sized information we can share on social media. So we have platforms on Facebook, LinkedIn. I believe we also may have a Twitter feed.
Right.
But yeah, please follow us on social media. Give me a shout anytime. We'd love to hear from you, from the client base, anyone.
Definitely, Jenny. And you can also promise that if we call the Cory Brothers customer service, we will not be routed to Mumbai, huh?
You will not be routed. We are dedicated here in Ipswich for most of our activities, and to be honest, we'll deal with the other offices that we need to make sure solutions found.
Good. Nada. You know, it's in these, let's say, globalized days, we can reach anyone, anytime. But what I've found is a key point of quality is that you can actually get to talk to somebody, not to some robot or chatbot, or you need to talk to a person.
And absolutely. And I think it's never been more apparent that is necessary than in these last sort of 12 to 15 months, that the human interaction, the personal relationship, the personal touch that you have is absolutely vital to finding a solution, to working with people you trust, and believing that when you call someone, not only are you going to be able to speak to somebody, but you can do so knowing that they're going to speak to you frankly and effectively.
Yeah, and not and time won't be wasted. The problem will be sorted. Yeah,
correct.
Fully agree. Right. I have nothing further. You were as efficient as I thought you would be with that position. So I want to say many thanks, Jenny, for giving me this interview.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so glad to have been able to do so. I'm appreciative.
You are very welcome. And to all our viewers, listeners, readers around the world, this was yet another great interview by Project Cargo Weekly. And our special guest of honor today has been Miss Jenny Butler, the liner director at Cory Brothers UK. Stay tuned for further interviews in the near future. Thank you.